There is a kind of tiredness that comes after you have waited a long time. You have prayed, worked, endured disappointment, and learned how to survive seasons when very little seemed to be moving. Then, when things finally begin to change, you discover something surprising. You are tired. And sometimes the danger is that the posture that helped you survive one season can keep you from responding appropriately to the next. Proverbs 10:5 says, "He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causeth shame." That language is powerful because harvest has a window. When the crop is ready, something has to be done with it. The farmer cannot keep behaving as though he is still waiting for something to grow. What was once underground is now ready to be gathered, and the season requires a different response. The same can happen in our lives. You can spend so much time learning how to wait that you don't recognize when waiting is no longer what the moment requires. Maybe opportunities are appearing that weren't available before. Relationships and connections are beginning to come together. Resources are becoming available. Something you spent years developing privately suddenly has somewhere to go. The pace has changed, but internally, you haven't changed pace with it. And before you call yourself lazy, examine what is really happening. Sometimes what looks like procrastination is exhaustion. You have been in survival mode so long that when opportunity finally comes, you don't have the energy you thought you would have. Sometimes it is fear. You prayed for the door, but now that it is open, you are afraid to walk through it. You waited so long for something good that you are almost afraid to trust it. So you hesitate. You overthink. You keep asking for confirmation about something that may already be clear. That is what I mean by spiritually oversleeping your harvest. It is not simply doing nothing. It is failing to recognize that the requirements of the season have changed. And the answer is not frantic activity. The answer is faithful urgency. There is a difference. Faithful urgency says, I recognize what has been placed in my hands, and I am going to steward it while the opportunity is present. Joseph gives us a beautiful picture of this in Genesis 41. When Egypt entered its years of abundance, Joseph didn't treat abundance as permission to relax. He organized, he gathered, he stored. He built systems capable of managing what was coming in. Because abundance without stewardship can become waste. And maybe that is what this season requires from you. Not more excitement, structure. Not another announcement, execution. Not more dreaming about what you could do, stewardship of what is already in your hands. But I also want to give you some grace here. Faithful urgency does not mean destroying yourself in the name of productivity. Scripture does not require you to abandon rest, ignore your limitations, or treat every opportunity as though it came from God. You still need discernment. You still need boundaries. You still need rest. The issue is not whether you rest. The issue is whether fear, exhaustion, or hesitation has caused you to become passive when the moment requires responsible action. So ask yourself, has the season changed? Am I still behaving like I am waiting when God has already placed something in my hands? Am I asking God for another door while neglecting the one that is already open? Am I calling something waiting on God when what I really need to do is begin? Because every opportunity has a season. You don't have to chase everything. You don't have to say yes to everything. But you do have to become responsible for what God has actually entrusted to you. So rest when it is time to rest. Wait when it is time to wait. But when it is time to gather, wake up. Pay attention. Organize what is coming in. Steward what is in your hands. And don't let the exhaustion of your last season make you sleep through the opportunity of this one.